Alright, howdy folks. Welcome back. A little intro to allow people to get into the room there, get settled in, get their refreshments, get anything, snacks, go to the bathroom, do what you need to do before we get going here because we got a lot to cover tonight, and boy, do I got some stuff for you guys. There's Dubai right there, just getting slammed. Alright. And I got something else here to show you. Where was it? Right here. This is also in Saudi Arabia. Take a look at this gentleman. He's squatting down right here to take a picture, but look how thick this hail is. This is hail in the desert. Hail and snow, it says in the headline, but this is mostly hail, and look how much dumped in the desert in Saudi Arabia. That's about the same height as that gap that we saw in the street in Iceland. It reminds me of that gap that we were just looking at the other night. But if you see how he's crouched down, he's still a couple feet tall, even crouched down. So that's good. That's a good fair amount of hail there in the desert in the middle of Saudi Arabia. So some of the side effects of our solar activity, we'll call it. Okay, so let's open up this here real quick. There's no data on the seed side again for a week straight now, so that means they're hiding something. They don't want you to see it. So I had this all loaded up. Why is this not loaded? Oh, 75, 89, 90, oh, 100%. There we go. Let's get this dialed in a little bit better here. Oops. That's my problem. The speaker's in the way. Alright, here we go. Hopefully this works a little bit better. I gotta find a better setup. Trying my best here, so alright, let me pull this down again. So here we are. This is our this is the 18th right here. Let me stop it and go back to the opening frames. Alright, so here's the opening frames of the 18th here. And since we don't have the other instrument, we're just going to show you briefly some of the CMEs that came off today, and then we'll go over to the other to the GOES X-ray, and you'll see them there. So proceeding forward, opening frames are going forward into the 18th here. Little spit and sputter right there. This region right here just keeps pumping stuff out over and over and over and over and over again. All right. Hopefully I move my pointer, huh? Then you see at the very end, this spire that's right here start to erupt. Whoops. With the last frames right there. And I've tried updating it, but we're way past this time now, but it won't update any more frames after this event right here. Probably because something's in there. Anyways, I'll keep looking at this to see if they update it to bring you guys some updated data. But here you can see right at the tail end we're having this event right here on the 19th, going into the morning of the 19th. All right, so we had several flares come out of this region right here over and over again. So what I'm going to do is try to move backward and forward for you, nice and smooth. Okay, see that region just erupt over and over and over again. We'll back up and go forward again. So right here, this region just multiple times over and over and over again. And it looks to be there's something in there, but it's so ghostly in this image, it's not worth the time for all the zooming and twisting and flexing. And so there's our brief little peek at the CMEs that came off the sun today. All right, and then at the very tail end, while we're here, let me just see if I can tack on a little bit more time. Let's see if we can get 2 more hours of frames out of there. I don't think it's gonna, because the last time I did this, it wouldn't. It just left off at 212. Ooh, wait. It's taking its time at the last segment here. Sometimes it's good news. Let's drag this all the way to the end here. Oh, look at this. We got more data. You see this dark patch right here? Let me extend the timeout even further here, because we got something going on here. Let me just put this at 8 o'clock. Yeah, okay. Let's see if that even tacks on a little bit more at the end here. Yeah, just a little while ago, it wouldn't let me get past 2 o'clock. It would just leave that one little last frame that I showed you. But now we have some more updated data, thankfully. I'll take any little bit I can get. Okay, let's drag it down to the end here. Come on. Follow me. Wow, look at that event right there. So I told you, when you see these spires like this, that means there's, an object coming. It's like a compass needle pointing at it. And boom. Ooh, there's an excellent shot right there, I believe. Do a little adjusting on this. Zoom in for you guys here if I can, because we got quite a shot of it from this satellite. All right, it's even kind of bright there, so let me tint it out a little bit better. Well, right there, you can see our round black object right here, the magnetic field around it. It's inbound magnetic field pulls this plasma off the sun in a spire like that, and then as it passes, it diminishes this as it moves on. So quite the event we captured there. I wasn't expecting that. That's not a pleasant surprise, but a surprise nonetheless. And let me scroll down and keep that as big as I can on the screen for you guys. And then you see it move out of frame there. So this is quite a blast. Boom, right there. Looks like it has something trailing it right there. Yeah, it's coming through on the camera like I want. All right, yeah, hopefully you can see that, you guys. It emerges from the plasma, boom, and then there seems to be a secondary one right here. You can, dang it, I lost that frame. Right here, you can see plasma damming up on the back side of this. Excuse me. Wow. Okay, wasn't expecting that, you guys, so I knew something was coming out of that region, and they wouldn't show us the rest, but there it is. All right, and that looks like it's heading our way, but behind us and to the south. It appears that way. We'll see later on, but there's our latest activity. Now, I drag you over here to this instrument and straighten out. Dang. Thanks for hanging in there, folks, as we try to muscle our way through this to get to tonight's spiritual report, because I got some important stuff for you guys tonight. Come on, just do it all at once, Brian. There we go. All right, I'm zooming in because I want you guys to take a good look at this. It goes X-ray flux here. As you can see, this is today right here. This was today. We're already getting into the 19th now. Remember, the 19th, today's the day we're supposed to get inbound energy from the event on the 16th. Okay, that's a little reminder. But as you can see today right here, we had 3 solid events right here. 2 of them are M flares. This one looks, I'm just going to call it an M flare because it's a C9 point whatever. It's right there. They don't really give you too much details on the third one, But as you can see, we had pretty much 3M flares today from that region. And then at the beginning of today, we had that event and we already saw it. It's not showing up here. That event was in the first, remember, it started at 2 is when it started to freeze up the frame there, and then we got another 6 hours out of it. So here's about 2 o'clock right here, and it just doesn't show much for such a big event. But as we see right here at this tail end, something else is going on right now. Maybe we'll try to come back at the end of this report and refresh and see what happened here at this tail end. Meantime, let's. All right, that's good enough. C flare potential 99. Our M flare potential went up to 25%. I'd bump that up even higher since we've already had 3 and it looks like we just almost had another. You can see our absorption here is getting a little more intense here over this Africa region. I expect as this event that happened on the 16th arrives, this will turn green and then yellow and then red. Okay, it might even have a small little polar event as well. We'll see. Okay, so there's that. Right here, where'd I see it? Oh, no noteworthy solar flare, but right here it says flare events M2 plus in the past 48 hours. So I take it there's 2 M plus flares. That's what we saw. So I think that's what they're trying to say here. Increased solar activity on the horizon. Number of C flares and 1 low-level M flare were detected so far. Well, doesn't look like that way on your graph. Let's slide this over. I did see something on the tracker. Oh, wait, let's just check out our auroras real quick. Nice and faint right now, which is good. Okay, you can see not a lot of absorption at this moment up here, at least the polar region. Plugging away. We got a lot to cover, so I'm just kind of plowing right through this, you guys. While this is updating. Get it nice and big here. Alright. Right there for you guys here. You can see it's showing a CME coming off this direction. Remember we saw all that activity coming off that region of the sun. So, good. CME's heading away from us. That's excellent. We'll take that, but we still have one arriving today. Alright, let's get back out of that. Our KP index is nice and low. Where is it? Yeah, see how low this is getting right now? Now watch. Remember I was showing you how it correlated with the Schumann? And I could hear people thinking, oh, well, it's almost the same instrument. Well, it's not. It doesn't always correlate with the Schumann. And tonight when we go to the Schumann, you'll see that this doesn't always correlate with it. There are some little spikes right in here, okay, but only R2. And this instrument is more delayed. No, let me put it the other way around. The Schumann is delayed than this, more delayed than this instrument. It's like 4 to 6 hours reaction time, and then we start to see our events, okay? So, excuse me. Okay, that's it on this one. Let's move over here to this instrument. Oh, we are perfect here. All right, just real quick, I wanted to point out here, real quick, a CME movie, quote, movie, is expected to hit Earth this weekend, probably on November 19th. This is November 19th. The impact could spark minor G1 class geomagnetic storms on the 19th and 20th. Yeah, it looks like it'll carry over into both days from what I agree with them here. During these storms, naked eye auroras will be at the Arctic Circle. You might see stuff as far down as New York and Washington. All right, the comet report here. Hopefully, this will catch it a little bit. If I click on this, will it make it bigger? Can you get this thing across? Yeah, there it is. All right, they're reporting on this little shadow that's showing up in the tail of this comet. Doesn't really do it justice here. I think the other picture was better. Oh, I found a culprit holding my. There we go. Let's see if we can just pull this in a little bit. You can see it has this little indentation now, this little black shadow creeping out the tail of it. So it's having volcanic activity. Cryovolcanic activity is what they call it. That means stuff from the inside is coming to the surface and it's having, cryovolcanic activity, just kind of like we're having volcanic activity. These objects influence not just the sun or the planets, they influence the comets as well. All right, let me back out of that. What else did I want to show you here? Oh, the other thing that this comet pulled back in, so I think this was back in March or something. Anyways, you see these twin tails and you see that shadow effect right in here. We might see something similar to this happen again to this comet. You saw that little shadow creeping in at the angle, a little different angle this time, but all you have to do is twist the picture and it'll be behind it. Anyways, enough of the comments. Let's move on to, that was that one. All right, here's our Schumann. Thanks for hanging in there, you guys. All right, as you can see, we've got quite an event going on here. Scoot that in, scooch this up, get you guys nice and close. All right, keep you nice and close too. All right, here we go. You can see we had this event right here, this first little screeching event right here. It's inbound energy sometimes hits way back here, takes a while for it to absorb. Then 6 hours, 7 hours later, that's when our screeching event happens. So it doesn't necessarily always correlate. It's a little offset. Now you can see that we have quite an event underway right now. And let me just refresh this to make sure this is our latest image. Yeah, it is. Okay, I saw a little bit of this starting to happen here a little while ago before I started, and I thought it was going to wrap up because it started to taper off right here, but as you see, it kind of went back down and increased, and we're still in the middle of quite an event. So this is very strong these lower frequencies at very strong levels, all right, going all the way into the higher frequencies. This is 40 hertz at the bottom, starting at 0 and going to 40. There's graphs that go further down, but this is the main part right here. So you can see that these lower frequencies right here, it's really intense right now. There's a lot of ELF waves, intense ELF waves, not just regular putting along. We have very intense ELF waves happening right now. Okay, so if you're feeling weird, you're feeling awkward, if you're in a lot of pain, if you're under spiritual attack, the earth is grinding away right now. Okay, and I've seen worse events. This is nothing to worry too much about, as long as it doesn't continue on for several days at a time. But in these events, sometimes it really weakens the magnetic field. And there was a little weak spot right here. So we had this grinding effect. It dies off. It gets weak. Then it tries to come back. It gets weak again, and then brace right for this big effect. All right. So you can see the magnetic field weakening right before the core and the shell start to grind. Okay. Right at the edge right here. It's a sign that here comes an event. It's also at the tail end after an event as well. Okay, so right now we're going to town. All right, let's move on to this. Scooch this back. Scooch everything back to normal. What I got set up here on this, just kind of looking around tonight on this. On the null school here to just checks a few chemicals and everything. And everything's kind of putting along, but something I wanted to point out here. Okay, I got this set on SO4. Okay, this is a sulfide compound with 4 oxygen atoms per molecule. Okay, I call it sulfur quad oxide, even though that's not its technical name. It's a more of a layman's term to help you guys understand the molecule structure. Okay, sulfur quad oxide. Anyways, this SO4 has a tendency to adhere to water. And when you mix H2O plus SO4, you get a compound called H2SO4, which is also known as sulfuric acid. Okay, we have a lot of sulfur in our atmosphere. But I want you to notice something. As we go around the world, the white denotes the intensity, okay? And the green is, less intense. But you can see it's pretty much all over the world, even down here in Antarctica. There's, little little clear patch here or there, whatever, but it's even all the way down here, okay? This is a very dangerous chemical. It comes from both man and from the ground, okay? And when it mixes with water, it gets even more dangerous. We'll go into that later on when we do chemistry class. Anyways, at this period right now, look at how the most of the northern hemisphere has most of the concentrations, right? This is just an oddity I have never seen on this before. This whole region here on the backside of the Himalayas here in China, part of the Gobi Desert here, there's none of this gas. It's just dark. Look how dark it is in that region. You can see the gases around. It's really intense over here. It's really intense over here. There's some rain shadow effect or something causing dissipation of this gas in this area. Now, I don't know if it's... Oh, creepy ass face in there. Never mind. I'm not going to show it to you either. This just seems to be odd. It's nowhere else on the planet is it that clear, even down at Antarctica. There's this one little small patch going on here too, in Australia. So something weird's going on here. These don't look like natural wind patterns that would do, because look how intense it is on this side of the Himalayas right here. But just over the ridge, down on the other side in this valley, it's all perfectly... It's either a rain shadow effect or something, but... Wow. This is nuts. This gotta be a... There we go. Let's see. Kind of looks like Yoda or something with... An eye here, an eye here. Here's his nose, here's his mouth, a mustache, his face, his ears, top of his head. There we go. Can you see the face in there right now? The nose. I mean, this is a defined face, all right? Even that other eye is there. So what appears to be some kind of spiritual event going on, causing the dissipation of this sulfuric gas in this area. Wow, look at that. That reminds me of some of the faces I've captured in the clouds right there. That's exactly what that is. Just on a grand scale. Wow. Huh. Okay, whatever. Just tell you something real quick about these faces. If any of you are artists out there or have ever tried to draw a face, it's very hard to get it symmetrically perfect. To get the eyes just right across from the nose proportional to the eyes, the mouth in the same vicinity. for all of this to come together, the odds are very high. This stuff doesn't just tumble together and make a perfect face. It's usually some kind of flaw. But this is symmetrical. The odds on it, ask any artist. It's really hard. Or try to sit down and copy this face. Even though you see it right here, try to copy it and draw it. It's hard. This is God's paintbrush right here. This is his handiwork. Wow. Wow. I gotta get a screenshot of this one. Anyways, more surprises as we go through the show. I'm trying to race through the show, and he's like, nope, we got other stuff going on. But I guess that's why this dissipation in gas right here, to create a black background for this face posing for a satellite picture. This spirit must be over the land right here. Like that Yoda spirit type little creature. Looks like Yoda. They have this guy in their paintings. It looks like Yoda. Wow. All right, we'll come back to this. I'm sorry. We have to keep moving. I got other stuff. It's too much stuff tonight, so I got to keep moving. All right, let me. Oh, come on, US. So let's get to this quake report. This is a little serious tonight because it doesn't look serious, but we got something different going on here. First off, let's start at our little deep quake area right here. All right. These right here, let me pull back so you guys get to enjoy the magnitudes and depth too. All right, that's good enough. 4.8 here at Tonga. That's not deep. It's a 10. It's at 10. So another 4.6 here at a depth of 10 too. So these are surface quakes. These are residual quakes from earlier deep activity here. Now, I want you to take a peek. Usually our deep activity, I was counting the other day, we had 10 deep quakes within the week in this region right here. None here, but let's go up to this one. This one is a 4.7 at Vanuatu, but the depth is 616. This is a very deep quake. Not just a regular deep quake, this is a very deep quake at 4.7, so that's at least 5 energy at the surface, okay? So we got to watch out here. There's been a deep quake. It's a little further up the system, but it's a deep quake at 4.7. That's 5 energy, like I said, at the surface. Here's a 4.9 right after it at a depth of 73. Okay, look how barren and naked all this area is about to be filled in. This island has had several magnitude 5 quakes on it. We also had our little quake swarm event over here. So as this energy creeps up the system here, expect to see mid-range 4 to 5 energy. This was a 4.9, so it could be upwards of 5 hitting the very beginning of this new fault area where we've had our quake swarm there, dropping off possibly a 5 on this island as it has been a lot lately. And then you see as it gets kind of naked through here, let's check this quake real quick. This is a 4.7 at a depth of 25. So there's your mid-range 4 to 5 energy in the area, okay? This just hasn't filled in yet. Come over here to this one. This is a 4.9 at a depth of 25. All right, now, where are we? Okay, this is what I want to talk about tonight. Did we cover that one? 4.9 over here as well at a depth of 10, or 210. So that's 5 at the surface, okay? So that 5 energy is around. Now, let's come over to this region that was very active a couple weeks ago and has died down. And we got these two little, whoops, sorry, I'm zooming in and out. We got these 2 mountain bands. These are underwater mountain ridges right here, okay? And a little valley in between them, okay? As we go into this valley here, I want you to see something. This big quake, this is a 5.9 at a depth of 598, almost 600. That is another very deep quake at a 5.9. Come on now, USBS. It's probably a 6 to a 6.2. I don't believe their numbers anymore. I don't think any of us do anymore. But we got to work with what we got. So they say 5.9. I'm going to tweak it to 6. Just, it's got to be right around that area. But it's that much power very deep in this region. And it was followed by a 4.4, even deeper at 597. Okay, so both of these quakes got to add those magnitudes together a little bit because they're way down deep. So we have potential for 6 to 6 point something, mid 6 in this area. All right, to see it's right on this plate boundary. So we have 6 energy in the region creeping up through here. This is a 4.8 here at the Izu Islands in Japan here, but I don't think that's our culprit. Come up here. This is more of that mid-range 4 energy, 4.4. Another 4.4 at a depth of 162. A 4.6 right there at a depth of 46. That mid-range 4 energy came all the way up here and dumped off a 4.1 at the kink in the garden hose. Now, after going through the kink in the garden hose, it did spit out a 4. There was a 4 along this a while ago. This is a 3. It seems to have dropped off the map, but there was a little 4 just a little while ago that was still on the map in this region. So the possibility for 4 magnitude energy moving on in this area. Right now, we just had a quake right here, 3.1 at a depth of 14. So 3 and a 3, maybe it's more like 3 energy coming around the corner, coming down. Look how naked the Juan de Fuca is. We still didn't have anything pop off there from yesterday. So I think there's a little built-up pressure in here. Plus this 3 energy coming in might make something go off here. Mid-range 4, possibly. A 3 to a little bit further, maybe mid-range 4. We'll see. There's just little mouse farts down there. We don't need to look at those. Oh, something up here, though. Dillon, Montana had a little 2.5. And what happened here in Texas? A 3.6. We all know where this probably is going. Get this out of my way. Pull back a little bit. I don't see any pumping operations nearby. Yeah, this might be a little landquake in this region. It doesn't look like there's a pumping operation. Ooh, what's going on over here? This river or what's? Just a river. All right, well, a little random quake out here in Texas, 3.6. It's at a depth of 2.5. That is the weakening of the crust in this region. You know, maybe if there's no perforations right here, they're probably nearby. Okay, but it's not much to worry about. Cocos plate, 4.4 energy let off there. That's good. We're releasing energy in this region. Not too big. 4.7, that's good. 4.7 here, that's good. And 4.1 down there, that's good. So this 4 energy kind of made it across over here and already dissipated along here. As we go over here again, we didn't cover this part right here. You see how naked this area is. This is due to fill in with mid-range 4 to 5 energy. We got this one out here as well. This is a 4.9 at a depth of 25. So some 5 energy has been released right here. This is right next to the channel between Java and Sumatra here. Let me take a sip here. Okay. Is it on this island actually? Ooh, what's going on here? Mm-hmm. Right in the middle of this little bay. We'll watch this one carefully. 4.9, huh? Okay. Now, we had this 6 energy over here, or this, 6 energy over on this side that we were talking about a minute ago. You don't see anything filled in on this side or over here. We have the potential for a high 5 to low 6 anywhere in this region and along here. Now you remember the other day we had something right here. Actually, we had a 6.1 that went off over here, and then we had a 5.7 that went off up here. All right, so either one of these two spots might fill in with that 6 plus energy right along there. All right, I haven't seen anything around this in a long time. I feel that that's jammed up. It'll probably hop on over, dump off 2 quakes up here like it usually does, fill in the rest of the system, come into Greece and up into Italy. Okay, mid-range 4 to 5 energy coming in that area. But look how naked the rest of the system is, just ready to be filled in. All right, so everybody hold on. Here comes another wave of energy coming through. And it has this deep quake. These are deeper quakes. This is 616. That's really deep. These are 597 and 598. So we got some super deep quake activity down below that is yet to really show anything really here at the surface other than mid-range 4 energy that could be due from this quake earlier in the day. Alright, there's quake map, there's quake report. Let's move on over to our forecast here. We're getting closer to the spiritual report, you guys. Just hang in there. I know it's late. It might be late for some of you, early for others. I don't get the pleasure of sleeping much anymore. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh no. It just refreshed to 2 frames. That is not what I wanted to cover. I did not want to cover 2 frames. All right, then let's just move forward to this next thing here. So where are we going with this, Lord? First of all, let me just one more time before we X out of this image. Let me play this really quick. Please play it. Let's back it up just a little bit. That's a lot of hail for the desert. Alright, Saudi Arabia just getting pounded over and over and over again. Where was the other place I was going to show you that just got pounded again too? Oh dear. Well, we'll use that one for tomorrow night. Look at that lightning right there. Did you see that? It looked like it had staples in it. Oh, dude, that looked like a scar with stitches. That was weird. Alright, so intense hail hitting the Middle East. Look at these flows. Just hail on top of it, too. Do you see the hail sheets? Alright, so crazy weather going on as a result of this stuff. And this intensification causes this. What am I doing here? We're going to now X out of this. Bear with me as I kind of clear off some pages here and make room for our spiritual report. Really? I would like that gone and that one gone. Yes. Oh. That was the one I wanted to keep. But, oh, we're at 3 frames. All right, so it is refreshing. Just give it another minute here while we get some of these other ones out of there. I have all kinds of stuff to give you guys tonight, so. How about those eyes on the in the clouds there? That's the one I wanted to keep. Because we all know how God's been using the clouds to show signs in, right? Like, for instance, this one. And knowing his style and know how he uses the clouds and does all kinds of scenes, faces, creatures, I believe that that image with the eyes is another sign. Let me just go ahead and pull that up too. Bear with me for a second while we pull that one up as well. Let me just get this real quick. Where did it go? Be patient for a second here. There it is. All right. And this is World of Signs channel. Come over here to this channel and give them some love. They do a good job over here. She doesn't have much support. And she captures some of the best stuff to send our way. Anyways, you can see these are holes in the clouds, okay? This is not objects floating in midair. Trying to get the most realistic what it looks like. Alright? So they're holes in the clouds with beams of sun coming through the clouds, but it's smoky outside, so those beams are red. Those beams are actually illuminated red. The camera is not doing it justice of capturing it. So, what you need to do then is come over here to World of Signs, give them a thumbs up, subscribe. She does a good job over here, but they do a good job over here. And let me just blow this up real quick. This, God's been showing me these eyes with like lasers shooting out of them, like Superman, you know, has the X-ray eyes with the red beams that come out of him. I've seen a video, what is it, Falling in Reverse, where these red beams come shooting out of his eyes, and I can tell you right now, this is God's handiwork. This is not just an accident again. There is probably hidden in the clouds, even mixed in with this, another face that we can't see because these rays are blocking the view. But, oh man, we need to really get that. There we go. Alright, and you can see these beams come all the way down. These are all red, cast all the way out here. This one comes all the way down to the ground. And I want you to hear what this guy says real quick here. This is funny, because this is the cameraman's reaction, alright? Cameraman's own words. You can't make this stuff up. So let me back it up a second, and whoops, I didn't have enough volume in there. Let's try it again.
Looks like the end of the world. What is that? Look at that. Looks like the end of the world.
Those were his words. And I imagine when you would see something like that, you'd probably go, ooh, while videotaping it, you might be the same thing. So, you're saying the same thing. So, quite a display of God. I I've been seeing this all over the place, and to see it in the sky, this lady's channel, I research her stuff as well, and to see this just show up when I've been showing it in other areas is just kind of disturbing. If it happened to you, your skin would be crawling. You'd be like, I was just showing that, and then here it is in the sky. So, anyways, yeah, I wanted to keep that around, and then so when you see this image here, Jesus in the clouds, I keep showing you guys this because if this happened to you, you would understand the power that this has. This is like the most important information we have had in the last 2023 years. This is a promise come true, a promise kept. This happened on Easter. This is a real event. I don't have the technology to fake this. This actually happened in the clouds, just like you're seeing those eyes popping through the clouds, okay? That's why I continue to show you this image, so you will have it down in your heart. It'll be a concrete foundation that you can hold on to and count on and trust. Okay, so boy, we have all sorts of stuff. Where to start first, Lord? Where do you want me to start first? Oh, yeah. So we titled this one Above and Beyond because something happened to me today, and I learned a good lesson. I can't really tell you what happened, but there was a good revelation in it that, it was a good reminder of what to focus on and think about. So, this above and beyond. Now, what I'm talking about is how you go about your life. Like when some people go to work, sometimes they just do a mediocre job or just kind of do the bare minimum to get by, right? There's other people that go above and beyond, all right? Now, not everybody's that way. I've strived to be that way. I've always tried to, I've always kind of been that way, and it's part of my nature, but it's still something to strive towards. And let me kind of help you through this a little bit. So, a lot of how I was able to get these images, all right, is by going above and beyond. So, when you go above and beyond what is asked of you, you sleep better, okay? You have better rest because you know you did the best you could and more, all right? You don't second guess yourself. You didn't do a sloppy job where you're laying in bed going, is the boss going to see I forgot to mop the floor, or blah, 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 blah. Just stupid little stuff like that runs through your head because you didn't do a thorough job. Or did you do just a satisfactory job? It was mediocre. It was nothing too special. It was what was asked, but nothing else, Or did you go above and beyond and strive for excellence? Was the floor so shiny that, it looked like it was waxed instead of just a quick sloppy mop job? I mean, did you sweep first and get everything? Just little details. Did you put excellence into it? Because when you go above and beyond and you put excellence into your work, you feel peace. Okay, you don't have problems sleeping. You're not tossing and turning. You think back on the day and you go, you know what? I know there won't be any complaints because I did what was asked and more. And if the boss has a complaint, I can say, okay, but I also waxed the floor too, So there's always benefits to going above and beyond. And it doesn't have to be way above and way beyond. It's just a little bit more, but it's for yourself so you can build a little self-esteem. You feel a little bit better about yourself, and you can sleep better at night because you know you went above and beyond. Now, the Lord taught me when you go above and beyond like that, it teaches you to look above and beyond. And you start looking up and you start seeing above in the clouds. And you start seeing beyond what's just the clouds into what's there, the spiritual realm in the clouds, all right? This is how it works. If you go above and beyond, you start to look above and beyond. When you look above and beyond, you start to see above and beyond. Also, when you see above and beyond, you start to hear above and beyond. You will hear deeper messages, deeper meaning. Okay? Once you go above and beyond, look above and beyond, and see and hear above and beyond, you will understand above and beyond everything. Okay? That's how it works. You gotta strive for this. It doesn't come easy. This took a lot of pain. It was hard for me to hold the camera up for an hour to take all these pictures. But I knew if I just held it for another 15 minutes, at 15 minutes, my arms collapsed, but I had to hold them up. So I went above and beyond, did another 15 minutes. But then I strived for just a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And I was able to capture so many pictures that we got the lion face here and the transition between Jesus and the lion face. This is an hour-long event it took for all of this to unfold. I wouldn't have been able to capture this if I hadn't persevered and gone above and beyond. I would only had like 2 or 3 pictures to show you, and I wouldn't have been able to put them on top of each other in a flip book and make this brief little, almost like video of 25 to 30 pictures right here. Okay, that was the main part of it right there. So there was a lot of other stuff captured that day too. So this is very important because the more you understand how real this event is, the more security you can take in it. Okay. What else did you have, Lord? Now, once you've gone above and beyond, you've seen, you've looked, you've heard, you understand, then you are able to start looking down from this perspective now, looking back down at the earth. From above, you see the end times and the importance or how crucial everything that you do right now is. Okay? Everything that you do right now is extremely crucial. We are in the end times. All this is going on your permanent record. This is what you're going to be judged on in heaven, or defines your character, right? So these closing moments are very, very crucial. You don't understand how crucial or how important they are. I think you guys do. My audience does. But a lot of the world doesn't, okay? That's what makes you guys so powerful. You have knowledge that not many people around you have, okay? Now, what else are we doing now? Oh, this. Okay, so with that there, I am your strength and shield. I plan out each day and have it ready for you. Long before you arise from bed. I also provide the strength you need each step of the way. Instead of assessing your energy level and wondering about what's on the road ahead, concentrate on staying in touch with me. My power flows freely into you through your open communication. Refuse to waste energy worrying, and you will have strength to spare. Whenever you start to feel afraid, remember that I am your shield. But unlike inanimate armor, I am always alert and active. My presence watches over you continually, protecting you from both known and unknown dangers. Let me say that again. My presence watches over you continually, protecting you from both known and unknown dangers. Entrust yourself to my watch care, which is the best security system available. I am with you and will watch over you wherever you go. I am with you. I am with you and will watch over you wherever you go. What else? Oh. Oh, here. I'm delighted that you take time to seek me. Wait. Let's start over again. Let the hearts of those who seek me rejoice. To glory in someone is to give them praise or honor. Jesus is that name is above every other name. It represents me in all my sinless perfection. As my follower, you can whisper, speak, or sing my name with confidence that I am listening. This draws you closer to me, and you find strength in my presence. It also serves to drive away your spiritual enemies. I am delighted that you take time to seek me, desiring to know me better. Come freely into my loving presence, letting your heart rejoice in me. Remember that you are on holy ground and breathe in the rarefied air of my holiness. Release cares and concerns while you rest in the splendor of my glory. Let my joyous presence envelop you, permeating you through and through. As you delight in my nearness, time seems to slow down, enhancing your enjoyment of me. Thank me for these moments of sweet intimacy. Okay, that's us in our little show here, Sweet Intimacy. And trying to go above and beyond for my audience and bring them the truth, because this was given to me as a gift for going above and beyond, looking above and beyond, seeing, hearing, and knowing what and when to look for it. That's how I was able to capture this. And it was, if it wasn't for all that perseverance, I wouldn't have had the endurance to hold my hands up and persevere through this to capture this for you. Okay? That's a mouthful. I'll let that kind of just sink in for a second. Let's come over here, see if we can get an update. Oh, there's a little bit more data. Sure. We're just going to... When I was looking at this before, this was the main thing I wanted to cover, was this storm, because there wasn't much after it. So let's just cover this real quick before we go. Thank you, Lord. Okay, let me pause this at the beginning of the loop. All right, here we are. Current conditions. And what I know I really need to do, let's get this West Coast in there, because right now we have this storm moving into the Pacific Northwest, Northern California, the Sierras, moving in, about to approach the Rockies right now at this time. And I'm in this region right now. The winds are howling. Okay, this storm has a lot of wind in it. So, and snow at higher elevations, rain. So that's the morning of the 19th right there. So that's actually another few hours away. Then, as we get into the noontime of the 19th, it drives into the Rockies here. You see out front here, this other little low forming. You see these millibars coming together? This is a little wind event with some moisture in it. Now watch as this pushes together and forms this comma-shaped storm. Okay? So here we are, back at the 19th, all right? Now this, remember, this is the time frame that we have this inbound CME and added energy to this event. So this is the morning of the 19th. Here's the noontime, the end of convection. You see it starting to blossom here. We got a nice good blob of moisture right here. at the end of convection. Then as it goes into nighttime, this low comes up underneath it and starts to drive into it. The morning of the 20th. Now this is that time frame still. Remember it said 19th to 20th, and there was multiple events. So there's going to be a long duration where this energy is being applied to our weather here. The morning of the 20th, going into the noontime, there's the end of convection. Now, did you see between the morning, noon, then the convection, do you see how much it blossomed right here and got really intense here at Arkansas, northern Mississippi, going into Tennessee, southern Missouri right there? That whole area right there is just basically most of the state of Arkansas is one big bullseye. And that's at the end of convection, all right? Then it blossoms and continues into the nighttime. This has the potential to be a very dangerous storm, especially at nighttime. We're talking nocturnal thunderstorms here and potential for tornadoes that could catch people off guard when they're sleeping. So, the 19th and the 20th, you guys, mainly the 20th, you need to focus as this storm comes together and really gets its act together and solidifies and takes on this calm shape with its tail. Now going into this next frame, from the nighttime into the morning hours of the 21st, you see how these millibars tighten? This is forming like a land hurricane type structure here, all right? You got millibars really tight all the way around it. So high winds all the way around this thing, snow up into the Canada, even dropping down into Wisconsin, the backside of the Great Lakes. You guys might see lake effect snow out of this sometime. On the backside of this, when this thing moves through, you might get lake effect snow. Also down here in instead of using this. Down here in northern Alabama, we got severe weather, so possibility of icing back up in here in West Virginia. Let's just continue. This is the morning of the 21st. The noontime of the 21st, you see the severe weather drag up into Tennessee here. Also heading to the panhandle of Florida, icing on the backside, snow up there. This is the noontime of the 21st going into the end of convection. All right, so when the sun's going down and all the blossoming in these thunderstorms has ended, you're going to have severe weather right in this band right through here, okay? Now, this isn't, I'm not going to call off all these states because it might shift, it might change, but here is your configuration to watch out for at the end of convection on the 21st. So we have 2 days, especially at the end of convection when the sun goes down. It's been stewing this stuff all day, bringing thunderstorms up to higher elevations, blossoming these huge thunderheads, and then they cap off and they anvil out, and then they deposit all their rain and hail once the sun goes down. Sometimes they increase at nighttime, and that's what we saw here. From the end of convection on the 20th right there, that's when the sun goes down, they increase at nighttime. Dissipate in the morning, go to noontime, increase at nighttime right here, or they increase at nighttime here on this one as well, okay? So, end of convection right here through this region, and then as the sun goes down and you guys go into the midnight hours here, you got snow up in here, icing in New York, severe weather south of that, all along this area, okay? So the 20th and 21st, East Coast needs to watch out. And that's the 22nd, the morning of the 22nd right there, and then it gets really severe offshore, okay? Just as it leaves offshore. So it does gel together mid-country, but it doesn't get too severe until right offshore right there. Boom. All right, so kind of dodging a bullet, but just catching the front little part of it. Boom, right there. This event right here, going from the end of, from sundown here, the end of convection, into the nighttime hours. That's one of those ones to watch out for. Hopefully this dissipates at nighttime and doesn't increase, okay? So we'll watch that one closely. That's the nighttime of the 20th, you guys, for this region, all right? You guys making plans for Thanksgiving travel. I know some of you guys are going out there in this, so be careful. Here's a forewarning of what to expect on these days as we start to approach the holidays, or the holiday. Here's 10 a.m. the 21st, 4 p.m. This is Pacific. Sorry, 4 p.m. Pacific translates to 7 o'clock out here. So this is kind of after their sun goes down. This is more the convection time for me. So right there, that's 1 in the afternoon to the nighttime right there on the East Coast on the 21st. Okay, so with two events. Even during this time from the dissipation right there, we still have severe weather wrapped around on the backside of this low and a little bit down in this tail. So this could also have the potential for blossoming as well. I wish we could really see and study what came off the sun on the 18th that would transpire into any added energy to this. Okay, so there's our little forecast right there. It's not much. The rest of the loop earlier looked pretty naked after that. Just a little snow event. So once this storm pushes past the Rockies, it dips down here, gathers strength, and then pushes up through the East Coast. I'll let you just watch that without my fat hand in the way. Okay, so watch out. There's a potential for a monster moving through here right before the holiday. So, alrighty, I think that's it. We cover everything, Lord. We got all the things read. Yeah, so try that thing with Above and Beyond. You don't have to, but it works for me. And I sleep a lot better at night. I don't second guess stuff. I know that if there's a complaint, I can say, hey, I tried my best. I did my best. I even tried to go above and beyond by doing this or that. And, next time I'll catch said mistake and it won't happen again. We just fix problems with solutions and move on. But I like to go above and beyond, especially for my audience too. Okay? So you guys will know that this is authentic. Okay? It's so important for you guys to know how authentic that is. Alright? That's a real event. It's not a hallucination. It's an actual spiritual event in the clouds. There was a warm wind during this hour that kicked up, and every bird in the area went berserk. Absolutely berserk for the entire hour. Every bird. I mean, there were crows, seagulls, different kinds of birds, all different kinds of birds, all doing their different kinds of calls at the same time this was going on. There were also my two sons were with me and witnessed this event as well. So there's two witnesses as well to this event. And I just want you guys to take peace and reassurance. Have some courage. Use your power of prayer that you have. You guys have a lot more power in your prayer than you realize. You can shout these guys down. Take your power back. This country belongs to you, not to the criminal elite. It belongs to the Christian elite. You guys, my elite. Not many people on the planet know about this. This should have been headlines, don't you think? I mean, if you captured this, wouldn't you expect to see this on the news and be like, hey, check out what I found. Check out what I captured. But no, media these days won't show this or even let you know that this has already taken place. Yeah, this has already taken place. This happened 3 years ago. That's how late in the game we are. Okay? So that's another thing to rejoice about. Okay? A lot of this seems depressing, but you gotta realize this is good news. This means we win. This means we have victory. This means you don't have to go to hell if you're a believer. You can fight spiritually now with this knowledge that we're sharing with each other here. Okay, so dig in deep. Dig your heels in. Stand your ground. Speak truth to power. Power can't handle the truth. When you put sunlight on it, it's a disinfectant, and these guys scurry like cockroaches. Well, wait until they see this. You think they're scurrying? They're really going to be scurrying when they find out the truth. This is the truth. The truth, the way, the life. Sitting right there, right in front of you. Okay? I think that's it, Lord. Was there any other things you had on the back side of this? No? Front side of this. We got all those notes covered. Yeah. One more time. He had me writing this stuff down like as fast as I can. You guys know what automatic writing is? That's a real thing. So sometimes I have to write this stuff down so fast it's illegible. But again, he was saying, looking down from above, from this perspective, once you've seen and you understand and you accept this, you can get the perspective of looking back down on the earth from above and see the end times and the importance and how crucial everything that you do right now actually is. So when you're out there in public and you're communicating with somebody, are you being friendly with them? Are you helping them out? Are you being mean to people? Have you patched up those fights? We all know how Thanksgiving can get. With family in town, everybody sitting around at the same table with fake smiles, gritting their teeth at each other, right? And that's a family of love, right? I'm just laughing because my in-laws are awesome. I am so blessed to have some cool in-laws, and my father-in-law, he's a character. And during the holidays, when stuff starts to get tense and the ladies are in the kitchen screaming or whatever's happening, and stuff's starting to get tense and the holiday pressures making people crack, he likes to kind of grit his teeth with a smile and sing, "Happy holidays, happy holidays." And it's so funny that it makes everybody crack up and it breaks the ice, and now the fight's over and we're all laughing. All right? So don't take stuff too seriously. We got bigger fish to fry. This is what you need to be taken seriously, okay? And with Thanksgiving coming up, that's another religious holiday that you don't understand, really. It's about being thankful, right? Thankful for a roof over your head, thankful that you have family, food, and everything, all the necessities. Thankful that you have protection from the Lord. He's the one that provides everything that you have. So during your thankfuls, don't forget to be thankful for the sacrifice that Jesus made. Okay? He was tortured way beyond what they tell you, what the media and Hollywood has portrayed. Even the Bible has portrayed. There are other tortures that he endured that are a little more personal, a little more scary. Literally scary, because when you see what else they did to him, you would go, uh-oh, I bet he'd be really pissed off. But the King of Forgiveness, okay? So rest in peace. Go above and beyond so you guys can rest in peace, okay? You go above and beyond, it makes you look above and beyond. When you look above, up, away from your cell phone now, looking up, looking above, you will see beyond. When you see beyond, you'll start to hear beyond. When you see and hear beyond, you will understand beyond. When you understand beyond, you can get this perspective and look back down and see the end times and how crucial everything you do is. Okay? All right, I love you guys. That's it for tonight. I got to get going. I got lots to do. And we got a storm outside. I got to go chase down some lawn furniture halfway across the meadow. So that's it for now. I love you guys. I miss you all. y'all keep praying for each other and each other's endurance and everything. Oh wait, you know what? There's people in the chat. Let me say some thanks to, was it All Still? I can't even see some of these. Ollie Silly or All Still? Can't see it, but thank you. Thank you, Leslie and Anubel. And there's Leslie, Michael Marr, Michelle. Who else was here? Not many people chatting, but there were some people here. Tina P. Well, all those people in the chat, thank you by name. And for all you people who aren't in the chat, that's okay. Thank you as well. And for all you people that are viewing this later, thank you as well. Y'all hang in there now, okay? Keep praying for each other. Hang in there. I love you. I miss you. God bless you. And until my next show, I'll be back. I am back already, can't you tell?